Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick-ish update video about what's kind of going on with the channel and me and all that kind of stuff. I did have a community post not too long ago on my channel, but I figured probably not everyone reads those anyway, so I should just make an official video and kind of like explain some things maybe. So as you may have seen, there haven't been too many videos out recently. In fact, videos and streaming has been kind of on a hold for think about over 3 months now. It's been a while. And long story short, that's mostly due to just me being not in the best state of mind, I suppose. Just life, depression, that kind of stuff. Just didn't feel up to really, interact with people, stream with people, and, put out a maybe not so happy and engaging mood from myself. So yeah, I actually had taken a bit of a step back from making videos because I wanted to focus more on like some things that might possibly help me more in life, like actually potentially finish some of those game projects I was working on and actually get those done. And I just felt like my everyday was, it's basically the same. It's like doing the same exact thing for several years and not really progressing to anywhere. Because like stuff like YouTube and Twitch, those are hobbies. I don't see those as something that I would, want to turn into a job or something. I mean, those kind of jobs are very unlikely to have anyway. It's always just something, I enjoy playing games. I enjoy sharing that experience, and if people hang out and talk and stuff, that's the bonus of doing that kind of stuff, right? Instead of playing on my own, etc. But it has taken up a lot of time. I've spent most of my time, like streaming or making or doing anything content creation related, I suppose. When I started streaming last year in June, I think it was like either shortly before or after my birthday. And I told myself then to be more strict about my schedule and kind of limit myself a bit more, because this isn't the first time I've been in this situation where I keep going back and forth between streaming and making videos and also taking really long breaks in between where I just feel down and then come back and do something again. And so I told myself, hey, I'm just gonna limit myself a little bit, not go too crazy, only do it a certain amount of hours per day and only so many days a week. I think it started out with 3 days a week at like 3 hours max, which quickly turned into 4 hours per stream, and then it was 4 hours per week, sometimes 4 days per week, sometimes 5 days per week, sometimes more than 4 hours. It just kept going, adding onto the amount of time I spent doing this stuff. And it's not like someone forced me or I had to do it. It was just like I enjoyed playing the games and hanging out. And I guess I get a bit obsessed with these kind of things where it's like, if I start a new game, for example, I always feel like, oh, but like if I only play 2 hours a day for like 3 days a week, I'll never get through this game. And there's so many games I want to play and spend my time in. But it always ends up like this. I maybe not necessarily burn out, but it's just like I get kind of depressed or annoyed at myself about spending so much time on just playing games and not doing anything else really. But yeah, unfortunately it has been a little bit longer than I thought it would be. This whole like stepping away for a little bit. I just haven't had been in a mood or had the, I guess, mental capacity to really like stream for like several hours a day. Just there's like moments where I'm like, I have energy and I'm like a bit more uplifting where I want to do stuff, but then that fluctuates a lot. So if you start streaming, you kind of set out to stream for a certain amount of time, like let's say 2 hours or something. But if I feel like stopping after half an hour or something, that would also kind of suck. But at the same time, I also feel really guilty for the people who you used to watch or who are watching, I suppose, or whatever you want to call it, while I was streaming, and also do the subscriptions and that kind of stuff. I know there were some people, for example, that subscribed in advance and haven't streamed, and that makes me feel terrible. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to get back to some sort of norm, I suppose. And even making this video now, it's like just I have to like try hard to talk properly. it's weird. I guess it's also like if you don't talk much for a long time, your voice just gets really, weak, and you have to get used to it again. But yeah. Well, and I thought, taking a break from content creation stuff would, just give me more time to do my own thing. I did, in fact, work on some of my games. I haven't finished them yet or anything. But I also, started playing more games on my own, which is something I used to do before content creation, but haven't done in a long time. Because I always feel guilty if I do that and not stream or record it. But I've been actually enjoying that. I played through, Cyberpunk, well, not completely through it again, but, quite a bit. I finally finished up the Outer Worlds and all the DLCs on my own. So that's kind of nice. But I do notice that, deep down inside, I am a person that likes to create things, that's kind of, I think I value myself, or I should say that my self-worth comes from the things I create, I suppose. I don't know, it sounds kind of dumb, but it's just, it's just who I am, who I've always been. I've always been trying to create things, from making games, or heck, when I was a kid, building weird, Lego tech structure things and creating worlds, and that's just kind of what I enjoy doing. And so not having done this for several months now, I thought it would help me, but it's not. I think it's actually damaging more than it's helping. And so that's why I started making a couple of videos here and there again. You may have seen there were a few. There's still some other videos that I have uploaded. I'm just waiting for YouTube to process, because I've been uploading them in 1440p for the high quality, and it just takes apparently 3 days per video or so to process. But, just kind of small things here and there that I felt like doing. And, just doing those, I've been really it helps me to feel better, I suppose. I feel like it's helping me to get back to normal. So I really don't want to just cut out content creation altogether. So what I'm basically doing now is, just, do a few videos here and there, which is, I can do it for 30 minutes a day or something. And then I can just, stop. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to stream for 3 hours or something, and kind of build myself up again with that. And, just trying to figure out a little bit of how I want to balance this kind of stuff, because clearly I always overdo it one way or the other. And I've talked about this probably many times before in some update videos or whatever, the whole pros and cons between streaming and making videos. Both is fun, both of their ups, both of their have their downs. Streaming is super fun to interact, and you get really through a lot of games. That's always the platform, or Twitch, this is the platform that I used to really get through games I wanted to play, because you can just stream it for 3 hours a day, whatever, like I said, and then you don't have to do anything after. You don't have to edit the videos, etc. And you don't have to be as on as when you do videos, because it's a bit more casual and you get to chat with people. There can be a little bit more downtime or quiet time in between, I suppose. But, it is also very time consuming, because it is a time commitment. Like I said, if you want to keep it somewhat regular or something, you do have to set aside a chunk of time. You can't really interrupt it easily. I mean, you can, but I think that just makes for a bad viewing experience, which I also wouldn't want to do. Whereas with videos, you can, like I said, you can record 1.5 hour a day or whatever. Or, even if you feel like doing 3 hours a day, you'll have content for several days, right? In which you don't have to do anything. You can do something else. But it's, it's a lot more lonely, because you don't have anyone to chat with. And stuff like Minecraft, where there are these long periods of time where you have to gather materials or build stuff, for hours and hours and hours. On stream, that will be content, and you could talk to people while you do that. In video format, that's not really something you show. So it's just kind of wasted, in air quotes, wasted time, right? That you could use to do something more fun, I suppose. But yeah. In any case, it's kind of like a balance game. And I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm gonna, like I said, just put out some random videos here and there. I'll probably start up some streams again at some point. And I need to figure out, I need to, first of all, not stream or record every single game I feel like playing. That's a big thing, I think. For example, I bought Returnal for the PS5. It's a game I really want to play. And I'm already at this like crossroad again of like, oh, do I play this on my own? Do I stream this? Do I record this? I don't know. So yeah, there's just things I need to figure out on my own. And also just kind of like set more time aside for myself to like, you know, do something else or just, you know, chill, work on my own games, whatever I need to do, right? That doesn't require streaming or recording or anything. One thing I have been keeping myself busy with is working on Modpacks, specifically the Into the Betweenlands 2 or Deluxe Edition. I still don't know exactly what I'm going to be naming it. One of those two or something. Basically the Betweenlands mod pack I had, but, you know, pimped up with a bunch of mods. Thaumcraft, Roots, Embers, that kind of stuff. And boy, is it a lot of work, especially changing things like, you know, Thaumcraft recipes. Like there's no vanilla items or barely any vanilla items. So I need to like change all the recipes, and I need to change some researches and things you need to scan to unlock researches. And and Thaumcraft is not very easy to edit. I had to make my own custom mod to like do some of that, but yeah, I've gone through most of that. I even did the add-ons I use for Thaumcraft, for example, but there's still, for example, like Betweenlands has no you know, official Thaumcraft support for the items. They don't have any proper aspects, so I'm gonna have to get through and assign, you know, aspects to every Betweenlands item and figure that out. Not quite sure how yet. And lots of other things, you know, like making textures and scripts and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I've been working pretty intensely on that, and it's quite fun. And I'm, you know, I'm determined to get it done. And at some point, you know, either stream it or record it. Again, no idea. But most of all, like I just want to get it done, right? Like just finish it up and get it out there, ideally. And I did also mention in that community post about the Terra Firma mod pack, because people have been asking me about that, if I'm still working on it. I'm not really at the moment, because, you know, both that pack and the Betweenlands pack they require a lot of customization, and I just didn't want to like do, you know, two at the same time. That requires so much. And there was a lot of like mod overlap as well, and I couldn't really decide which way I want to go. Tried even to combine those two packs into one, and yeah, it's not going well. So I'm just gonna focus on the Betweenlands one, because that's the one I'm more interested in, and also because there is no like, let's say 1.16 version in development, you know, whereas with Terra Firma Craft there is. By the time I have, you know, this pack done, or I'm done with the playthrough or something, you know, maybe Terra Firma Craft will be on 1.16, and then it makes more sense to go there. But also the next big update or version, whatever you want to call it, of Poetica is in development, and boy, is it good. Verve, who develops it, was kind enough to give me a few preview copies, so I got to like play around with this a little bit, and we might actually either do streams or recordings of that too. I think streams might make more sense. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to do that because I saw Dankenstein doing that too. He got the preview version too, but I'll still ask Verve. But yeah, it's quite the experience, quite the Terra Firma Craft experience. There's some new custom-made mods that he made to really enhance the world by quite a bit, so I'm excited to show that. You know, we had some issues with the first Poetica, with mostly the recipes being quite broken and versions outdated for Terra Firma Craft, but yeah, the new Poetica is a lot more, you know, stable and not as broken, and also a lot smaller. He took out a lot of mods that would have changed things a bit too much, perhaps. So it's really much more mostly Terra Firma craft experience now. For example, Pyrotech isn't in there anymore. No Tinkers. So I'm quite happy about that, actually. So that will happen at some point too. But yeah, I just wanted to make this update video. Like I said, I don't know if people really read the community tab, but also this kind of helps me a little bit to like get my thoughts sorted, and also have something to look back onto to kind of see what my thoughts were, because I tend to change them a lot and change my opinions a lot. So it's nice to have a bit of a reference. Oh yeah, I do miss making content. I do miss interacting with people, and you know, it's just a matter of just getting back to that point somehow. Taking a bit longer than I thought, but I'm sure it'll happen at some point. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna cut this short here. Shortish. It's never short, is it? Anyway, I'm gonna cut this off here. I'll keep working on my Into the Betweenlands pack, which I'm actually doing right now as well. And yeah, hopefully, maybe I'll have a update video about that pack at some point too, just kind of show you guys what I've been doing with that. It should be fun, and at some point I need to do like actual test playthrough, you know, to see if things are actually working, and it's gonna be a bit difficult to test, so I might see if some people want to help out with that, but that's a topic for another time. Hope you guys are doing well, and thanks a lot for listening to this, and I see you guys soon. Bye bye.